Today I'm not going to show the principal industries of Northern Ireland, such as shipbuilding, linen mills and other mechanized industries. Instead, I want to show you some records I've made of industries based on industrial craftsmanship, something rich and rare and something Ulster can be proud of. Many people overseas think we still travel by jaunting car. We know, of course, that they're as rare as hansom cabs in London. Just a few specimens survive for tourists. An even odder form of transport is the horse tram, which until as recently as 1957 carried passengers over the 1 mile stretch between the town of Fintona in County Tyrone and the railway junction. This shows the tram being handed over to the Transport Museum in Belfast. The donkey cart's a different matter. It can still hold its own on Ulster roads. And so can other animals. Greyhounds, for instance. And sheep. And pigs. And we're such an agricultural community, motorists have to share the road with cattle. Also on the roads, you're sure to see the picturesque gypsy caravans. Actually, it's not strictly accurate to call them gypsies, because genuine Romanis are rare in Ireland. We'd better call them tinkers. But no one can deny that their caravans bring colour and beauty to our roads. Where do these caravans come from? Some come from Cookstown, where they're built by Mr. Hamilton. Here he is, shrinking an iron tower onto a wheel. Highly skilled job. Not many wheelwrights of the old school are in practice today. From one kind of wheel to another. A water wheel, still working at Bush Mills in County Antrim. There are now 1.5 times as many tractors as horses in Northern Ireland. But as visitors to the World Ploughing Championships at Armoy in 1959 will have seen, the horse still plays a significant part. Even the obsolete swing plough there is sometimes brought out. And in the Mourne country, they still use the slipe, an old-fashioned vehicle with runners instead of wheels. This one is being used to carry stones for a drain. The sower went forth sowing. The same methods as in biblical times are still used. Another method is the fiddle. You can see how it got its name. But these methods are rapidly being replaced by mechanization. You never see thrashing by flail nowadays except for the extraction of certain flower seeds. But here are two men, blind Jim McCarthy of Armoyle Glen and Lockie Black of Rathbun Island, who remember how it was done. Here's an ancient tool, the scythe, which is still in general use. They have to be kept sharp by honing. Some handmade homes come from here, a quarry of very special sandstone. It's at Ashbrally in County Fermanagh, overlooking Lough Erne from above Lisnaskea. For over 30 years, Mr. Mulholland has cut blocks of this stone and so shaped them that people who want to put an extra keen edge on their sides all try to get an Ashbrally stone. Now for an interesting farm near Port Glenone in County Antrim. As you see, Albert milks the cow. Mum makes the butter. Mr. Wilkinson has a most unusual sideline in which goats play an important part. He makes the great lamb-bag drums which feature in the orange processions on the 12th of July. Let me show you how it's done. The goat skin for the part of the drum you actually beat is first soaked. Then it's treated with a chemical compound to remove the hair. It's then fixed on a board to dry. Afterwards it's cut and fitted with a hoop. The barrel of the drum is made of a thin strip of oak, steamed and rolled around a sort of mould. Finally, the whole is assembled. The ropes are attached and tightened. And now all is ready for the first beats of the canes which give the drums their distinctive staccato sound. Here are drums in action in a 12th of July procession. Carried in these processions have historical scenes and symbolic emblems painted on them. Much of this work is carried out at Mr. Hargay's studio at Port Rush. Here are some typical banners. Behind an unpretentious shop window in the main street of Banbridge in County Down, linen rope has been made by hand since 1820. Mrs. White there has 4 generations of experience behind her. Some of the rope is used for the drums we saw just now, and some is used for looms in linen mills. Hackling is done by hand. In the rope walk, the rope is spun from the linen fibre round the workman's waist, while a wheel spins to put on the twist. Fewer horses mean fewer smiths. Belsize II, who ran in the 1959 Grand National, comes to get new footwear. We should all welcome mechanical progress, of course, but I confess to a sense of satisfaction when I meet jobs which cannot be done on mass production lines, as this, for example. I hope the day is far distant when smiths like Mr. Dunlop of Annahilt there are not required to shoe horses. Thatched cottages are supposed to be typical of the Irish scene. They're getting rarer, however, and one of the reasons is the cost and the difficulty of finding thatchers. So fewer and fewer people replace their roofs in the old style. Mr. Dixon there says it's easier to handle wheat straw when it's wet. It was actually a misty day when these pictures were taken. Much of the embroidery and drawn thread work which embellishes the finest Irish linen is still done at home. Handloom weaving has also by no means yet died out, especially in the making of tweeds, such as you will see here at Newton Ards in County Down. The virtual absence of any other type of fuel in Ireland has made turf cutting one of the oldest occupations here since the dawn of history. Note particularly the spades of traditional type and the barrows. I wonder for how many centuries turf has been gathered in this way. We do have some coal in Northern Ireland, but in fact only 2 mines are working and the output is very small. This mine is near Fairhead on the North Antrim coast, and it provides some useful employment. That lorry carries nearly half the day's output. The harvest of the sea is more important, but is also only gathered in a comparatively small way. Ireland, though an island, is not a great fish-eating country. The fishing boats which use the little harbours like Ardglass, Portavogie and Kilkeel land much of their catch at English and Scottish ports. At Ardglass, herrings are sorted and packed in barrels to await shipment. It's amazing how quickly these men and women work. At certain places, salmon are netted. This calls for great experience, of course, but it's a profitable industry. Now we've gone to the other scale of seafood. This man gathers the humble winkle. A leisurely touch is given by the old-fashioned ferries across the Bann and the Blackwater to a journey round the shores of Loch Ness, which incidentally is the largest lake in the British Isles. There are several little fishing harbours round Loch Ness, like Newport Trench here. I believe the pollen, a sort of freshwater herring, is unique to Loch Ness. Another Loch Ness fish is the dolphin, a kind of grayling. But Loch Ness' main harvest is eels. Eel fishing is a considerable industry, but a good proportion of the catch is made by methods which haven't changed for centuries. There are some remote corners where the boatmen have plied their trade for generations. The lines, often a mile long, have to be handled with great skill. At the other end of the province, in County Fermanagh, Loch Earn is also a great place for eels. Here's a fisherman bringing in his line. Nearly every hook has an eel on it. His home's on that little island. From here, the eels will travel alive to England and appear at London restaurants and street stalls. Baskets are made from the osiers and willows which grow by the shores of Loch Ness. At Ballinderry, two brothers have built up quite a business in the intervals of running their farm. Many of the baskets, mostly used for potato picking, are sent to Scotland. More surprising, however, than sending baskets to Scotland is the fact that Mr. McGill, a cobbler at Dromore in County Down, makes and exports a great number of the leather bags which are an essential part of bagpipes. They are made of horsehide. The value and efficiency of the finished product depends not only on the quality of the skins, but also on the skill with which the cutting and binding ensures airtightness. There are probably more different kinds of spades in use in Ireland than in any comparable area. Each district has developed a shape to conform to its special requirements. And if you want to get it just right, you must have it made by hand. One of the few remaining craftsmen who can turn out the many traditional types of spades is Mr. Patterson of Temple Patrick's near Antrim. Hollywood is probably the only place in Ireland where a May Queen is regularly chosen. The traditional dances too are kept up and bring gaiety and beauty to all who see and hear. The most famous May Fair in Northern Ireland is at Ballyclare. It's primarily a horse fair, even though there are fewer and fewer horses every year. And of course there are a considerable number of donkeys. But horses or no horses, Ballyclare May Fair brings a great many people together. And the most sophisticated townsman rubs shoulders with mountaineer men from the remotest glens. Surely this is Ulster, rich and rare.